Welcome to Talmudic Treasures. Today we're learning Yevamot page 102, which discusses many of the details that pertain to Chalitzah. When it comes to a woman whose husband died and they're childless, instead of the brother deciding to do Yibum and having continuity when they would have a child together with his deceased brother's name, he instead decides to do Chalitzah, and this act will allow her to marry whoever she wants. Now, it's a very fascinating ceremony in which requires the woman to spit. Also, it requires her to remove the right shoe from this yavam, from this man. And it's very specific, the type of shoe and the exact ceremony that takes place. One actually has to use some type of shoe which has laces and straps, and it cannot be something like a soft cloth sock, but rather it has to be something, again, which is of significance. And because of that, there are actually special Chalitzah shoes that are designated for this particular ceremony. Now, one of the things that's required is she actually has to loosen his shoe and also has to remove the shoe. And it has to be done with kavanah, with intention to perform this act of chalitzah. If he would just one day say, "Oh, my foot's hurting me, could you take off my shoe?" that doesn't count in most opinions because it wasn't done with any intention for the act of chalitzah. And therefore, when she removes his shoe and continues with the rest of the ceremony, she is now free. Now the question is, what is the significance of this? Why do we have the shoe removed? Now we know that this is not an exciting ceremony, although it's so unusual, one would certainly be interested in seeing it. This is a very tragic situation where you have a woman whose husband died and has no children, which means she was recently sitting Shiva. She was mourning over the loss over her husband. We know that one of the things that's done when a person is sitting Shiva is they don't wear shoes. They take their shoes off. And perhaps symbolically, this is what she is doing by taking off his shoe, because he also was sitting Shiva. He also had his shoes off because his brother died. Now, he had an opportunity to be able to continue with this legacy of his brother and to be able to have a child with this woman, so to speak, to allow the shoes to return back to his feet. However, once Chalitzah is decided, so it is almost like they go back to the status of mourning over the tragic loss of this man. And therefore, she takes off his shoe as though to say, it is you that does not understand the significance of Yibum, and you not wanting to do Yibum, it is now a new form of mourning and loss for my husband and your brother.